Namaste everyone, I'm your co-host Shavni ma'am. Welcome to your favorite learning channel. The topic for today's video is steps of nutrition in humans. So we had already seen that humans are omnivorous animals, okay? That means humans feed on both the plants as well as the animals because humans, that is, we feed on plant materials like fruits, vegetables, and also on animal materials like eggs, milk, meat, which come from animal sources. So, we human beings are omnivorous organisms or omnivorous animals. Okay, so now there are various steps in the nutrition in humans. Okay, so different steps of nutrition are different steps of nutrition in humans. Let's see what are these different steps. So they are ingestion, okay, ingestion, then there is digestion, then there is absorption, then assimilation, and the final one is digestion. Okay, these are the various different steps of nutrition that takes place in human beings, that is in us. Okay, so now let's begin with ingestion. So what is ingestion? Ingestion is a process. It is a process of intake. It is the process of intake of food into our body. And humans, how do humans ingest food? Humans ingest food with the help of their mouth, or mouth can also be called as buccal cavity. So with the help of our mouth we take in the food, and this process of taking in of food is called ingestion. Then in mouth there are several enzymes, and there is saliva that contains enzymes which starts breaking down the food. Okay, then mechanical form of breaking down also starts in mouth, that is, when we chew the food it gets mechanically broken down, right? So the process of ingestion, that means intake of food, is the first step of nutrition in human beings, which takes place through mouth or buccal cavity. Then the next step is called digestion. Okay, so what is digestion? Digestion is the process of breaking down of complex food into simpler substances, into simpler substances. This process of breaking down of complex food particles into simpler substances is called digestion. Okay, so it occurs or takes place in a long tube, and this long tube has some foldings here and there, and this long tube is called alimentary canal. Alimentary canal, okay, or food pipe. Here the process of digestion takes place, okay, with the help of digestive juices that is present in stomach and intestinal juices that help in breaking down of this complex form of food. Now the next step is, after digestion, it is absorption. Okay, so what is absorption? Absorption is the process of absorbing. It is the process of absorbing the energy from food material. Okay, so the food material contains energy and this energy is absorbed, and this process of absorption of energy from the food material is called absorption. So the food is absorbed by the walls of absorbed by the walls of small intestine. Okay, so now the walls of this small intestine contain tiny finger-like structures called villi, and these villi, they increase the surface area. They increase the surface area of absorption. Okay, so this is the process of absorption. Then after absorption comes the process of assimilation. Okay, so what is assimilation? It is the process of using what is used in this process? It is the process of using absorbed energy from this is the process of using absorbed energy for what purpose? For performing various activities where in the body. Okay, so this is the process of assimilation. So what happens? The nutrients from the food that are assimilated, which are absorbed for energy, these nutrients help in growth and repair of the body. Okay, so here the food is being utilized. Now the glucose part of the food here gets oxidized in the cells and it releases carbon dioxide, water vapor and energy, and this energy is used for performing all the various body activities. Okay, so this is the process of assimilation. Then the final process is called digestion. So let's see what happens in digestion. So in digestion, what happens is, it is a process of removal of undigested food. In other words, we can say undigested food as waste. So this is the process of removal of undigested food or waste from the body. Okay, so the undigested food or waste is removed from the body in the process of digestion, and this takes place by the help of anus. Okay, anus helps in digestion. Okay, so let's now quickly revise the things that we have studied. We saw that the different steps of nutrition in humans, we had already studied that humans are heterotrophic. They depend on other organisms for food, and they are specifically omnivorous, that is, they depend on both plants as well as animals for their food. Now, different steps of nutrition in humans are ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Okay. So first process that we spoke about was ingestion. So ingestion is a process in which the food is taken inside our body, and we take the food inside our body with the help of mouth or buccal cavity. Let's see this flow chart. Here we can see the first given here is mouth. So in mouth, with the help of mouth, we take in food here. So ingestion takes place with the help of mouth, and in mouth the chemical digestion and mechanical digestion begins. Okay, because the chemical digestion starts when we start chewing the food, so the food gets broken down mechanically. Okay, so the mechanical digestion starts when we chew the food, and the chemical digestion starts when the enzymes present in saliva in our mouth starts acting on food. Okay, then digestion is the process where breakdown occurs of the complex food into simpler substances. Okay, so what happens, the food from mouth then it gets mixed with saliva, and this is called bolus, which is not completely digested but is partially digested. It is mixed with saliva. It passes from mouth to the esophagus or food pipe. Okay, by the peristaltic motion, and then in the stomach there are several digestive juices that helps in chemical digestion and mechanical digestion of the food. Okay, and the digestion finally ends in small intestine. Okay, and here we can see that the food passes from mouth through food pipe to the stomach. Okay, next step is absorption. Okay, absorption is the process where energy, it is the process of absorbing energy from the food material. Okay, and how is this energy absorbed? The energy is absorbed through villi. Villi are present on the walls of small intestine. They are finger like tiny structures. They increase the surface area for absorption of food. Okay, then the next step is assimilation. What happens in assimilation? In assimilation is the process where the absorbed energy is utilized, okay, for various body activities. So here the nutrients that are obtained from food, they are utilized for growth and repair of the body. Here what happens, the glucose part of the food gets oxidized in our cells, and this results in the release of carbon dioxide, water and energy, and this energy is in turn used by our body to perform various activities of the body. Okay, so in large intestine what happens, reabsorption of food and water takes place, and after this the food gets, or the undigested food, what happens, it passes out of the body by the last process called egestion. So the undigested food, it gets stored in the rectum, and finally it passes through anus outside the body, and egestion is the process that helps in removal of this undigested food from the body to outside. Okay, so these are the different steps of nutrition that takes place in human beings. Okay, so I hope you all would have got some great insights by watching today's video. Please do not forget to like and share the video. Till then, thank you for watching.